Hello, my name is Sneha Raman, and I'm making this video to express why I would be a good candidate for the Department of Electrical Engineering's faculty position. So, firstly, I believe I would be a good candidate because of my expertise in signal processing. And to be specific, signal processing in multiple modalities. I have worked with to begin with, in my master's thesis, I have worked with speech from people with Parkinson's disease and how to diagnose Parkinson's and detect the severity of the disease based on speech only. And then during my PhD, I worked with disordered speech and how to enhance it using machine learning and other statistical methods. Following that, I worked with brain-computer interfaces. So all these projects, I believe, were not just signal processing projects, but also required the involvement of medical professionals, experimental psychologists, neurologists, and so on. So, in a nutshell, my expertise is, yes, at the foundation, it's signal processing and machine learning. But over the years, I've become really good at communicating with other professionals and researchers from other fields, such as neuroscientists and cognitive psychologists and so on, to build systems that cater to primarily healthcare, but also recently edtech. So my current project actually, we work on an assessment tool where we assess children's reading abilities. So reading is such a fundamental life skill and also important for future academic and personal success. But we find that many schools in India and many children struggle with reading. So I look at that problem, of course, from a signal processing lens because we assess the audio signals of children when they read. But that along with the signal processing and machine learning aspect, I work with social scientists, pedagogists, and look at the problem as a whole and something that can be a practical implementation. So that's where my career has been so far. And recently, because of this project here at electrical engineering, I've been interacting with many students, both at undergrad and master's level, and to some extent, PhD students as well. And I've had the chance to work with them, supervise them, mentor them, and I found it extremely fulfilling because firstly I'm really fascinated with the new crop of students who have a very different way of operating in this academic world. They and again with, well, the elephant in the room, the chat gpt, with the invent of chat gpt, I think learning itself has changed so much. But and then it made me wonder what's the role of a teacher in such a scenario, and I've asked these students as well, like, so many of them surprisingly or shockingly would say, well, we get all the knowledge from chat gpt. We just ask it what to learn and it tells us. But I feel like the role of a teacher then is not just to provide knowledge, but to, be curators of knowledge and to tell these children what they can do with knowledge and how they can apply it practically rather than just seeing it as content that they get from the internet. And on the other hand, research, I think research is such a new concept for these children, these 18, 19-year-olds, and to develop critical thinking and to have an individual perspective of a problem is such a challenge. So, as a teacher, I would want to develop that in them to how to think about a problem with an individual mind and not as a herd mentality, and develop their research skills so that they become really good innovators in the future. Yeah, so that's my say.